Here at the Columbus Nike event with five-star running back Damien Harris. Damien unfortunately can't compete today, just had a minor elbow surgery, but obviously have enough tape to perhaps still get invited anyway. Since you can't compete out here today, what's been something you've been working on in your game to try and improve on in the offseason?
I've definitely been working a lot of pass pro, protecting the quarterback, when he sets back, catching out of the backfield, just some things that take your game as a running back to the next level, once you get to college, the next level after that. Because, a lot of running backs can run the ball, but, they're, catching out of the backfield, being able to block, protect the quarterback, pick up on pass blocking schemes. All those things are what, make you go from a good back to a great back. So those are just some kind of things that I've been working on all season.
And that's certainly something that lends itself to early playing time as well.
Right.
As if you can't pass protect, they're not going to put you in the game.
Definitely.
What would you say is the best part about your game? What's your top skill?
I don't know. I feel like I've got really good vision. I have the ability to see, a lot of where defenders are coming from. I have a good ability to, see what angles they're coming from. Helps me be able to avoid them. I feel like I've got good, good speeds for my size and, good balance. So, just this combination of different things, that, I feel like make me a pretty good back.
Sure. You told me earlier you don't have a leader, but what's been going on in your recruiting? Who are some new offers, if you have any?
I've started talking to Notre Dame here lately. I kind of like them. I'd like to see where things go with them. Obviously, Ohio State, Michigan are the schools I've been, I've interacted with for a long time. Alabama, Oklahoma here and there. So, those are just a couple schools that, I talk to, and I'm seeing where things go with them.
You mentioned Notre Dame. What's standing out to you about them? What kind of has you intrigued?
Just the history of the program. It's a great historical program. They always have great teams. And, one of their coaches, I talked to one of their coaches, and he came down and visited me at school. And, I just got a good feeling from him. So, I'll just see where things go with them.
Sure. And then you mentioned Ohio State and Michigan. What's your relationship like with their coaches?
It's a little bit different. The coaches at Ohio State, like Coach Meyer, Coach Hinton, Coach Drayton. I've talked to them for a long time. Ever since the beginning of the process. But Coach Nussmeier from Michigan. He hasn't been there for very long, so I'm just now starting to try to develop a relationship with him. Just kind of see where things go from there.
You told me earlier you were going to be a National Signing Day kid, and now you're thinking about possibly enrolling early.
Mm-hmm.
What was the impetus for that change? Is that something you just decided to do, or did Coach?
I just decided, maybe, and it's not a set decision yet, but I'm just thinking, maybe it would be better to just go ahead and enroll early so I can get better acclimated with the system, that I'm in, pick up the plays, just be in the environment for, to get on the field earlier. So that's just kind of my thought process on that.
Sure. You're going to release a list later this week of your top schools. How many schools are going to be on that list?
Probably 8.
Okay, and then you mentioned Notre Dame, you mentioned Ohio State, you mentioned Michigan. Are those three pretty much locks to be on that list?
I'd say so. There's some other schools that are, for sure going to be on the list, but I just giving out a few. I'm not going to give out all of them.
How many surprise schools do you think are going to be on the list? It's going to make people say, "Whoa."
There's definitely a few. I know there's one in particular, that everybody's going to be, kind of shocked by, but it's just part of the process. Things just happen. So
sure. And it's still early in the process, keeping your options open, obviously. What's going to be the one or two factors about a school that's going to make your decision and really put that school over the top for you?
Obviously great education. That's first. That's most important. I want to get a good degree that has a lot of value. So later on down the road, whenever football ends, I'll have something to stand on. First and foremost. But just the family feel from the coaches. I just want to feel comfortable with them to where I feel like they're going to develop me not only as a player but as a person. As a growing up as a man. Just kind of things like that. Just develop a trust that I trust that they'll lead me in the right direction.
Sure. Here from the Columbus Nike, Damien Harris.